Hello, I'm ANEKA from Made to Sew and welcome to my Sewing for Beginners series. In this video, I'm going to be discussing and showing you how to amend or change the presser foot on your sewing machine. But let's start by thinking why you might need to change that presser foot. Now, there are a number of reasons why you might need to change it. The first one is that perhaps you're doing a straight stitch and you want to do a stitch with some width, such as a zigzag. For example, this presser foot would only be suitable for a straight stitch or a stitch where the width is not going to be larger than that little gap you see there. Otherwise, the needle will hit the metal of the presser foot. If you're wanting to do a stitch that has some width, such as a zigzag, then a foot like this is going to be much better because you have got a large area for the needle to be able to move from left to right. You may also need to change your presser foot if you're planning on doing a specific stitch on your machine, such as a blind hem stitch or an overcast stitch. Your machine may have given you specific feet for these stitches. If you want to know a little bit more about the feet that are available and what they look like, then please do follow the link to my presser feet video. I'll pop a link to that here. There would also be complications using this standard foot to sew a zipper. I would find that I couldn't perhaps stitch close enough. I can't really get my zip underneath the foot, and when I put the foot down, the foot is on a slant, so it's not going to sew properly. It's not flat on the bed of the sewing machine. For those situations, I would need to put my zipper foot on. So you really must make sure that you're using the right foot for the job. So there are a number of reasons why you might need to change the presser foot. For everyday sewing, you might be fine with the one you've got on your machine, but you do need to check if the stitch you're doing has any width, and if it does, if your presser foot has space for the width of that stitch. Let's take a look at 3 different makes and models of sewing machines and how you remove or change the presser foot on those machines. Now with this sewing machine, the presser foot and shaft are all in one. Therefore, you are going to need to pull a little lever on the back here to be able to remove the whole of the presser foot. Let's take a closer look. Take this little lever here. You're going to push that back, and you can see just about there that it's now not holding the foot in place. You can then pull down on the whole foot and it will be removed with the shank. For these feet, there is a hole in the top, and you can see the little shape that it is going to fit back onto here. To position it back on, line up the hole, push it up as high as it will go, and then use the lever to come around and hold that piece in position. Let's look at 2 other machines and a couple of different ways that the feet can be removed or reattached to the sewing machine. Now, the presser foot can be removed on this sewing machine simply by pulling it towards you. To position the presser foot back on, you again are going to push that central bar onto this white plastic sort of ridge here. You should line them up and then give a firm push. You should hear a click when the foot has been reattached. Make sure that it is reattached and isn't wobbling about. To change or remove the presser foot on this machine, you will simply need to push this little bar or lever on the back of the foot. That will remove the presser foot. Just like with the other clip-on models, you'll find that there is a little bar at the centre of the presser foot. This is what needs to be positioned back onto the groove here. To reattach the presser foot, you will need to line it up as best you can. You will then need to lower the lever to pick up the presser foot. Sometimes you may need to push the lever again at the back to allow it to connect. Let's see that again. Push the lever at the back to remove the foot. Line it up, and remember the bar on the foot is going to the little opening or groove on this piece here. Lower the foot, and you can press the bar at the same time to reconnect. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you now understand how to change the presser foot on your individual sewing machine.